Con artists are targeting small businesses, threatening to shut off power if they don't pay up. Cops say the caller is claiming to be with P&M and is telling business owners that they are behind on their payments. Multiple cleaning businesses in Albuquerque say they have been targeted. One restaurant owner in Santa Fe actually lost more than $1,500 to the scheme, according to Santa Fe police. Here's what one owner of another business heard when she says she took the call from one of the so-called con artists.
What you need to do is purchase a green dot prepaid debit card, and you have to pay in cash.
Was that the red flag for you?
Yes, that was the red flag.
Police say many victims were asked to go to a gas station or a Radio Shack and buy a green dot prepaid debit card. Police are warning you not to fall for it. Albuquerque police are hoping someone will recognize a man they say has used a trick to steal several high-dollar purses from a TJ Maxx store. Police say the man in this video has been silencing the electronic monitor tags on the purses, then stuffing them inside of a purse of the girl he's with. Now, this happened at the TJ Maxx on Montgomery recently. Police say in the last theft, the suspect got in a fight with a security guard who tried to stop him.
She looks under the age of 18, and she doesn't look like she's having a great time doing this at the same time. So that's why we're very concerned for her safety while this male is bringing her into this criminal activity.
Now, they are looking for a teal or silver four-door Pontiac Grand Prix. If you have any information, you're asked to call 242-COPS. Albuquerque police are now saying a 10-inch claw hammer was in the hands of a man who was recently shot dead by officers. APD released this still picture of Andy Snyder with a hammer in hand coming at two officers last Sunday. This was over in an alley near UNM. The gun you see is a beanbag weapon one of the cops fired to try to stop Snyder. Now, police say the incident started when Snyder tried to buy meth from another man. They say the deal went bad and that Snyder then went after several people at a convenience store with a hammer. Acting Police Chief Alan Banks said responding officers were told to use less than lethal force if possible.
We can't predict what somebody wants to do. When they attack police officers, the officers have to protect themselves or protect the public.
The two officers who Snyder charged are patrolmen Nathan Cadroy and Hector Marquez. This is video of Cadroy at an earlier event. Police say he tried to stop Snyder by firing bean bags, but they say Snyder kept coming, so Marquez fired the deadly shot. Today, the City Council will review a report from the Police Oversight Commission in the Duke City. The board has released its first round of data from the first 3 months of this year. Overall, the report shows there were 59 citizen complaints against APD between January and March 2013. That's one more than that same time last year. The department also shows 37 public job well done comments. No officers were fired in the first quarter, but 12 of those complaints resulted in disciplinary action. A rookie New Mexico cop claims he was fired for creating trouble when he told his bosses that he had seen a fellow cop picking up prostitutes. Months later, APD busted the cop in question, Tim Carlson, for allegedly picking up prostitutes on Central while on duty. Former SID officer Jerry Romero is now suing. He says he first saw Carlson with a hooker in September of 2011. SID is the Public Safety Department's Special Investigations Division, which only enforces liquor and gambling laws. But Romero says what he saw with Carlson was odd, so that's why he thought he should report it.
He was told that he shouldn't concern himself with Carlson's activities, that Carlson was a good agent, and that he shouldn't stir the pot.
Romero says he was then told to keep quiet or his days as an SID agent would be numbered. He was later fired. He now wants money as well as his job back. This morning, there are still questions as to what will happen to the other dogs found on the property where a Valencia County woman was killed by her own pit bull. The sheriff says the pit bull belonged to Michelle Nilsson. She died after the dog she had raised since it was a puppy mauled her Friday evening. Nelson's son found his mother's body, then shot and killed the dog. 11 more pit bulls were found on the property. The sheriff says 5 showed aggressive behavior and was taken by county animal control officers. The remaining dogs stayed with Nielsen's family. It is now up to animal control as to where the dogs will go next. What may have been the last chance to block a horse slaughterhouse from opening up has been overruled by a federal appeals court in Denver. That now clears the way for Valley Meat Company in Roswell to open. Animal rights groups are fighting to keep that plant and others in the U.S. closed. After a federal judge in Albuquerque rejected the lawsuit, they took their case to the federal appeals court. On Friday, the court said the protesting groups failed to meet their burden to keep the plants closed, pending the appeal. It could still be months before a final decision is made. The city of Santa Fe is having to weigh the cost of compassion for prairie dogs. They are protected under an ordinance there requiring their humane relocation if they're living on property where there's commercial construction that's planned. Well, since 2001, the city has spent just under $600,000 in relocation cost. Prairie dogs are known to be target practice on farms and ranches. The Santa Fe New Mexican is reporting that the city councilor, Ron Trujillo, says he doesn't hate prairie dogs. He just thinks that the money could be better spent.